Equifax, on the credit side, Equifax and TransUnion are the two big ones in Canada, and the United States there's three. The Beacon score, which is Equifax, which is the one I mainly use, is really reliable. The scoring they've got, the calculus they use, generates a number which sort of encompasses where a person is at. So that number can range from 0 to theoretically 900, I think. The highest I ever saw was a girl from a student from McMaster University. She just got a TD Visa card and she scored 875. So I don't know. In general, a lot of people, if it's in the 800s, it's really good. You know, and those scoring, it's basically on behavior, on where the person's at. The 700s, like 750 and above, is good. 650 to 750 is, you know, a lot of people are in that area. I'm probably around 775, and I think I do everything pretty well. Anything below 650 is more you got to look at again, and again, life events can play into it. So it can go to, so you see the 600s. If it's in the 500 to 600, it's much more difficult. It's doable, but it's much more difficult. If it's some coming at 400, and the 4 almost symbolizes imminent default. It's almost like the person's going to go right off the cliff pretty shortly. The credit report measures, like, you know, your name, your addresses, where you've worked, who's inquired on your credit, the public records. So the public records would be like liens, judgments, lawsuits, collections, unpaid collections, that type of thing. Your credit score, you know, any credit cards, leases, loans, lines of credit are all in there. And it measures you on, have you gone over limit on anything? Have you gone late? Are the lates minor or are they major? Are cards written off? What is the total volume of credit? It gives a real good synopsis on where you're at. And wherever you're at is okay, because that can be worked with. The reliability of the credit scoring is really good. Like, you know, it's a gigantic thing. So occasionally you'll see where there might be something not correct, but they really get it right. I'd say 99.8% of the time. Like, it's pretty reliable, and it's pretty important. This whole economy would come to a crashing halt without it. It's that vital. So the Beacon score, the credit report, it gives you a snapshot of where you're at and where to position the mortgage, because the credit scoring indicates a lot. It's a real gigantic risk tool. So you can really position where that mortgage should go based on the credit profile. So you want to link the right lender with the right credit score. But again, it's usually pretty reliable. And depending on what that scoring is, it depends on where that mortgage will go. The other thing is, did a mortgage for a city worker not that long ago, and because of problems, he was at 460. And what he did the right thing, and then 2 months later he phoned me up and he said, "Graham, what is my score now?" So I said, "Are you sure you want to know?" Because that was pretty quick. Like, 2 months is not a long time. And he said, "Yeah, go for it," right? So I pulled it, and he went from 460 to 620 in 62 days, which was pretty remarkable. But if the underlying problem is more severe, then you're not going to get a real bounce back. There's not going to be such a, it depends on what the problem is. And the other thing I'll say is that there was a client where she had a $200 card, a store card, and she thought, I'm not going to pay it for 5 months because it's not a big deal. So she didn't pay it, and then what happened is her credit score went from 650 to 580 or something like that. And the mortgage was doable, right? But the problem was the A banks would not, we couldn't get it done through an A bank. So it ended up costing her like $12,000. So that $200 card, she didn't really pay attention to it. It ended up costing her 12 grand. So think of that credit score like your financial passport. It really is that important. It's almost like they view you, the lenders, everyone, totally through that credit score. So it's really, really important.